Hello, everyone, and welcome to LordsOfGaming.net developer interviews. And we are here today with the Let 'em Cook crew. Now, as always, we have brought together, our two friends here. Let's start with Lord Cognito. Hello.
Yo, we in the realm of the Lords of Gaming.net, and it's always good to see these faces. HM Studios in the building. We are cooking up, and I'm still going to say it is the year of the dragon fruit. I cannot wait to talk about the latest things going on. Let them cook.
Sounds great. Thank you so much. And we have our EIC here, Mahmood. Please tell us.
How's it going? It's great to be here and look forward to the interview and talk everything about Let 'em Cook and see what they have cooking up in the future as well.
Sounds great. As you all know, I'm Lord PDTV. I am here trying to direct all this. I apologize because I screwed up the first recording, so this is recording number two. So anyway, and as I said before, Let 'em Cook guys are here, and let us first speak to our main guy, Manny. Why don't you tell us about yourself and tell us about how you are in the project?
Sure. So, hi everybody. My name is Manny. I'm the lead developer for Let 'em Cook. Pretty much everything you see in the game, I've done myself, all the art, the animations, the coding, what have you. Been working on the project for about a year and a half and still going. Game is already out on early access and just keep updating it constantly and can't wait to talk to you guys about it.
Sounds great. I'm happy that we were able to get you in last minute. My screw up again. Trying to contact John and telling him what our plans were, what was going on. So John, tell us about yourself and what part you bring into this project.
I bring no parts, but all the parts together. I think I'm just a project manager. That's the kind of role I take. I do a lot of I did some QA stuff. I've done a bunch of design with Manny, more so just in the trenches in terms of with him talking shop, discussing things, where the project's going, how it is, addressing player feedback, a lot of the other auxiliary stuff on the outset, but mostly just trying to amplify what Manny's doing and try to bring it, we're working together, but I'm so happy to be along for the project, really.
Sounds good. So you are following Manny on this project. So I'm going to ask Manny this important question about Let 'em Cook. Please give us the in-depth information that you can tell us about. For anyone who does not know what Let 'em Cook is, where it starts, and kind of what the essence of this game is, and kind of where it ends up being, why people want to come and play this game.
So this type of game really is for a lot of players that want to get into the roguelike genre specifically. It's definitely one of the newer genres, spanning as far as where it started blowing up with games like Binding of Isaac or Vampire Survivors. Very indie-esque, but I'm sure a lot of people have heard of it before. And why do you want to play this game? Well, first off, the game is hilariously funny with all these silly food puns. I mean, if you
Hell
were to
yeah.
play a game like this and see the type of enemies that you're fighting, you'll definitely get a laugh out of it. I mean, every single design is deliberately for that purpose. The music absolutely slaps. I mean, I was even surprised I even got the music that I wanted to get. It's just overall a really fun experience for for however long you want to play it. The game is only $7 really, so it's if you want to have a good time, you can buy it for literally a sandwich at a shop.
Mm-hmm.
It's and just get as much entertainment as you want. So really, comparatively to a lot of games out there, I've really set the bar for how much polish and how much feedback I get from these people, and it's really it's been an incredible journey. I mean, people absolutely just love the whole aesthetic. It's very unique in terms of the artwork too and everything. So lots to this game
Yeah.
for such a small package.
Yes, and the thing that I thought about now, full disclosure, I played it this morning, and for the first time I sat there and I was playing it, and the music kind of, you just get this vibe going. You're like, oh, this is great. This is so much fun. Next thing you know, you're getting attacked by ginormous hot dogs and other types of vegetables and fruit, and I'm like, why am I getting hit with the tomato? Things like that. And I'm just it makes you kind of chuckle the first time around when you're playing, because there are things you don't expect, and it's really really fun and really really exciting. And there's so the other thing I kind of found interesting was all of the different like weapons and things like that you brought into this game. So how did you kind of think of like, bringing those, unique weapons in, like, the what is it, like the pea shooter
Right.
and things like
Yeah,
that?
yeah. I think a lot of these weapons just stem from like just the overall design of like food and the whole thematic part of it. I mean, if you were to take just food at a universal level, everybody loves food.
Mhm.
Everybody can relate to some degree, and I think that ties into the sort of like the weapon designs at a much more deeper level than people think. I mean, like you were saying, the pea shooter. I even weapons like that, I even just go on the internet and just do a little bit of a history search. What actually is a pea shooter? You probably didn't even see this gun. There's assault rifle. There's an Italian submachine gun. Like just all
Yeah.
these like different
Facts.
like
I like
elements.
Italian.
Yeah.
We'll break
You
it.
know.
I'll break it down in a different way. I mean,
Yeah.
not to think of this like we're not trailblazers of creative. Like we're not geniuses in the sense that like these come to us. It's more like, okay, is this a good pun? Okay, now how can we make that a weapon? That's more or less the
Yes.
process. But at the same time too, we try to make it fun. Have it the design like AK-47.
I was about to say AK-47.
Yeah,
That was my joint.
AK-47 is just like
Very
From the
happy with that
clips.
one.
rocket propelled gravy. Like it's not like we're burning down buildings with our genius, but I think it's more like we try to keep it inside that fun exterior and then try to make the design like fit this, like something that could be good inside the game actually, which I think we've done a pretty good job of.
Just throwing in my 2 cents. You could have a
Throw it.
grenade that is thrown. That could be a foam grenade. Hits
Mhm.
the ground and slows the enemies. Just saying something. I'm just.
Where's the
throwing it out.
pun?
There's the
It's
pun
the
at.
foam.
Yeah, you gotta have.
Oh,
If you don't have the pun, there's no weapon.
But
Yeah,
it's
you
the
got.
foam.
the foam.
The foam. The high quality, restaurants, they put the foam on their plate.
Yeah, that's
Ah.
nice, but you gotta have that pun with it though. You gotta make that.
Oh.
You gotta link it to
Hey,
something. It's a
let him
vibe.
cook. Let him cook.
But-
Let him cook.
Yeah, I'll let you stew on it. Stew on it. Stew on it.
Good. All right. So, Mahmood, do you have any thoughts you wanted to talk about?
Yeah, so I originally did the impressions piece for the game for Lords of Gaming,
Which
and
we
I
liked.
just
We enjoyed that. Sorry.
thank you so much. Yeah, and I gave you my feedback during then, and I just booted it up actually before this conference call as well, just to see how much the game has changed. And I'm really happy to see that you took our feedback to heart. Especially when it comes to the
Absolutely.
UI, it's a lot more easy to navigate and to distinguish. And I love the new additions that you guys did, as well as there was the submachine gun, or the Italian sub gun. It's really detailed. I have to admit, it looks something out of, like, I don't know, like Destiny. So it's
Wow,
great to see.
okay.
Yeah,
That's
nice.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And like, just compared to like the other weapons as well, and the game, if you're not careful, it will kick your butt.
Yes.
So just
Oh yeah.
and the spice level now, and choosing the difficulty, it's a lot of fun. But like you said, or like I said, you have to be careful. You can easily get overrun. So crowd control is always a lot of fun. But I'm just really happy to see where the game's going, and I know there's a lot in terms of what the games could possibly be in the next few months. So I'm really excited. I'm really happy to be part of this journey as well.
Thanks so much.
Yeah.
Did you have any questions that you wanted to ask while we were here?
Uh,
Would you want me to pass it to Cod?
well, I have a
I-
question, but I don't know if
go.
it's related to something that we talked about last time. The cookbook.
Oh
Remember, you guys, we talked about the cookbook.
yeah. What about
Maybe-
it?
That's our weakest.
It's not
weakest link.
it's not cooked up right now.
It's not cooked. All right, fair enough. Well,
We
like,
We
know,
still
we
working. We're
know.
early access. We early
We
access.
know.
It's a little raw, if you will.
because I remember you guys
Oh, it's
said
a
you want to do
little
like
underbaked.
recipes, things like that, right?
Yeah, we were talking about it. So like, these are things that are going to come out when we start ramping up for full release, but
Yeah.
we do actually have in place a idea, which is confirmed because I have a friend who is a professional chef as well, and he is also kind of like a little bit. He does some social media stuff. He likes to get out there, so he's gonna partner with us and form kind of recipes from the puns. So
Okay.
like think for example, strawberry milkshake, you get the strawberries. There you go. We'll have
Yeah.
like kind of a recipe style inside the enemy cookbook where it's kind of like the enemy, it's kind of like just like instead of saying you need these ingredients, it's just like have whatever amount of strawberries and then like kind of like general style. You don't need to be a chef. You kind of follow it beat for beat. You don't need to have a specific amount of anything. It just kind of gives you like general measurements. I know it doesn't really sound like that much it makes sense, but if you go into the old style cookbooks, like you'll see like get like 3 to 4 eggs or something. I don't know. It's up to you. And then put them in this, do that, whisk it, and it'll just be in a little paragraph. So hopefully we can do that. We also might do some merch with him too. We're thinking about it, but not make no promises. But I think that it'll definitely be a thing, but more towards when it releases fully.
Yeah, for sure. And I just want to say one more thing also. I love the new assistant chefs that you guys have, like the toddler that doesn't move and things like that. It actually changed my play style a lot because I always try to like hover around them so he does a lot of the killings and things like that. So
Yeah.
yeah, I just want to say like I really hope there's also going to be some more new assistant chefs because they're a lot of fun. And I was playing with the food critic today.
Oh,
So if you fire him, you get a little bonus and things like that. It's great. Yeah. So I'm really happy to see where the game's at now.
We have a lot more planned, and that's Julia Childs for you. That's why it's a toddler.
Ah,
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
It's
there you go.
fantastic. Fantastic. Lord Cognito, what about yourself?
yo,
What
yeah, man.
thoughts, questions?
No, I love the new update. I think for me, seeing the feedback take kind of like Mahmoud mentioned, first of all, the bosses are great. Obviously, we had Couch Potato, we had TV, but now we had the Dragon Fruit fight, right? Love that fight. Thought that was great. I love the feedback you guys took in terms of the UI. As a guy like me who likes to min-max and likes to be efficient, the cool thing that I noticed I saw was set bonuses, which is really cool. And then also utilizing the UI, being able to switch out the actual weapons I have on my assistant. And now what I thought was really helpful, you're telling me what's coming up for the next wave from a DPS
The enemies.
standpoint. Yeah, like, so, okay, fruit, the next wave is going to be a lot of fruit stuff. So maybe you want to start outfitting that. Tell me, like, what's the process now of you guys kind of getting into that level of like min-maxing and then just trying to make the assistant process a little more easier to pick up for the player.
Well, you can start first, John. You were
Uh,
gonna say something.
I mean, I'm always about to say something, but I think more so when it comes to the assistance and the forecasting, I mean, all that's just feedback, right? At the end of the day, like we heard from our players that kind of like they wanted it's interesting to see that like that next wave, but like really the most important things are those key waves. So like elite waves
Yes.
and that boss
Yep.
wave, which now we have that forecasted. So like, which it adds, even though it's a small mechanic and it didn't actually, it was kind of easy enough to kind of change that.
Mhm.
It adds a lot of variety into the way you play because like you're in the moment, you're like thinking, okay, there's a vegetable boss at the end of this run, but I currently have a meat build. Should I start shifting into that? There's also a meat elite that's coming up
Yeah.
really soon. So maybe I just stick with what I have or like, and I think the whole process of pivoting your build is a lot of like what is like Let 'em Cook's about, because really it's the assistants that are the core of your build and the weapons are kind of like an extraneous thing. So I think like that idea playing the econ, like it's something that players just liked seeing. So we kind of like spec into that. And then
Yeah,
the
and
assistant stuff, I'll let Manny take it away with all the other stuff too.
I was gonna say, like, to bounce off what John was saying, I think that like at a core level, it's nice to have a game like Let 'em Cook to be able to just adapt on the fly. I see a lot of these other games where you like focusing on one specific build it is nice and all, but then also it's like there's many other games that do that already. And I think like one of our key differences here is that like this game is all about like adaptability and being able to like when you see a situation like John was saying that upcoming elite is a meat wave, but then that very last boss is a fruit, then you got to make that like split-second decision as to whether or not like you want to commit to a build or pivot off. But we try to give like a lot of leverage in terms of like the amount of like options and variety that players have. I mean, they have lots of choice, whether it's their assistance, their weapon build, And later on when we do this next major update, you guys are
Uh-huh.
going to see it soon. It's going to get even crazier in
Yeah.
terms of
Oh
just
yeah.
the
Oh,
depth and variety and the amount of stuff that you can do in this upcoming
Ooh.
build. Minus just like even the assistants that we have now,
Mm.
there's just a lot to explore. So
No,
Yeah.
I love to hear that because again, that's where Let 'em Cook shines for me. As a person who loves build crafting and loves like I'll take the butcher, right? So I'm like, all right, meat is on lock. No pause. You know what I'm saying? We're doing that. And then I'll have, okay, you got some of the assistants. It's like, hey, if you have two of the same weapon, he'll do double damage and stuff like that. So to hear you guys talk about you're leaning into this more potentially and there's things that we're not even ready for that's coming up in the future excites me because that is really the minutia that really excites me in the game. Besides the fact the game's beautiful, the art style's amazing. It's absolutely hilarious. You got the enemies, the food puns. I still think the cheese with the American flags or the Swiss
Oh yeah,
flag are the
Oh
funniest
yeah.
thing.
that is
Yeah.
I
hilarious.
just laugh. The game just makes you smile and laugh. And I love, like I said, the transitions between now and then. It's like, okay, at the end of a round, okay, what are we going to do? We're going to do more crit damage. We're going to do more health. Oh, I got a question for you. I noticed this time around more med kits, more med
Oh.
kits.
Oh
I'm,
yeah.
I'm noticing. Yeah. So tell me like that whole process. Is it something that players were like, hey, we're getting roughed up here. We
Here's
need
what
a
I'll
little help.
say.
This dodge, just doing this dodge ain't enough to survive.
I'll preamble this for Manny because Manny's the real. Yeah, this is the end of the day. If Manny doesn't vet the decision, it's not going to go in the game, right?
He's
So
blaming you, by the way.
Here
yeah,
it
I'm
go. Here it
blaming.
go.
So I may have said this exact critique a long
Uh-huh.
time ago,
Uh-huh.
and then one day it just randomly was in the game after Manny was like, "No, we're not doing
to
that."
be fair, you weren't exactly clear on what you were saying on that one
Go,
day.
son of a
So
Well,
fight.
you know what?
just
Communication is
saying,
key.
Whatever we want to
all
say
words, bro.
is it once again it was in the game, and I think it became, I think it helped. But I don't know. What made you tipped you over really on
He
it?
interviewing
I,
you. I
I
like
think
this.
I think honestly though, it was just because I think the breaking point was when people were choosing the passes and I was watching them like choose what they were doing. And like medkits is probably like the the low like before this new update on the medkits, it was probably the least chosen passive,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it just had me thinking a little bit, okay, what can I do to kind of like convince people to want to choose this over that, right?
Right. Right.
Um that's also just overall just pretty important, right? It's like
Mhm.
choices really have to matter, and it can't just be like, oh, that's an obvious choice, I could choose that, whatever. But you know, yeah, we always want to challenge players in that aspect. But yeah, medkits, I think it was definitely a really good good step, good
Mhm.
Yeah.
change forward to that.
Oh
Nice.
yeah.
We
What?
we originally, just to give some context, the
Yeah.
the med kits were tied to the cage type enemies. So like,
Right.
the cabbage, the
Like the
cabs, the cabbage
props.
drives,
Yeah.
those when they break, they drop med kits. The cereal bowls do the same thing. We
Mhm.
didn't have a prop enemy for every single category, and so we were just like, okay, we'll make them eventually. But really, like Manny said, like nobody was picking it because nobody even sometimes when they would play, they didn't even know there was med kits. They're like, well, what is that? Like, and we're
Gotcha.
like, oh, okay. So it felt like a good decision. I'm happy with it
What
overall.
one thing we started like really getting into is the fact that like now that we have Lemon Cook released and we did all like the fancy stuff with the art and stuff, John and I have been really like focusing on like the gameplay and like the roguelike elements of this game more so than ever. We just felt
Nice.
like, just entry point into the game, cool, right? Like the game looks good and everything, but when you actually play it, that's the one where like John and I are really trying to like make sure that's like really good, because that's
Right.
that's the retention part that we
Yes.
want players
The
to get,
the entry, like you were saying, the entry, like I said before, I picked up the game first time this morning, and to get to learn like the basics of the game, very easy tutorial, very fluid, very understanding to teach you how to do that. But I can tell that for you to get better, it's one of those games that you have to play over and over and over again.
Hmm.
And the nice part about it is that you can play for a little bit and have like a decent session, and then you'll either live or you die. But it's not one of those games where it's like you're forced to sit down and then like play for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours, and then to kind of have this understanding and being able to play it really really well. And that's going to bring up to the next thing I want to ask you guys is what are you guys looking to do in the future? What is your plans coming up? Where is your roadmap putting you guys? What can you say? Can't you say? Any special things you can show us? Anything like that you want to end up doing? You can divulge any of that right now.
Yeah, in terms of the future, so right now we're pretty much close to midway of early access. I would say probably towards the end of this year, maybe even earlier, we're gonna get ready for early access 3.0, with a new boss and a bunch of new mechanics. And in terms of the roadmap, I was discussing with John. I'd say we probably give it about a little less than a year because he knows I can make content really quickly. I'm really good
Yeah.
in terms of the production cycle. I stick to my schedule pretty well and often. And if
He
I had
does.
to just take a wild guess, like probably latest would be like the summer of next year, spring or summer
Yeah.
next year. I think I could get like a really good polished 1.0 going,
Right.
especially with the schedule that we have now.
Yeah, I think
but
so.
yeah, other than that, just where our usual thing is we will do like a constant major update with like the new bosses, and then like in between we'll do like patch updates or any bug fixes or whatnot to keep the game as polished as possible.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I would say that's definitely right on the head there. So I think we're not under any illusions here with like saying like we're going to be doing DLC or anything. We have a very definitive end date for this game. Like this
Okay.
game, once we have a boss for every category, that's the game.
Gotcha.
We plan that every update of those bosses will have a major part of the game be updated, whether it's a bunch of new content or it's we've decided to accidentally got really hooked on the idea of a new feature, which is what we seem to keep doing on accident. But this is the next one we
feature creep
do.
ups here.
But whenever we vet these, we also like take our time to like decide like, is this worth it? And this next update is like absolutely a feature that is creeped a little bit, adds a lot of things for like headaches for us to figure out. Like I'm sure that there's going to be a slew of new bugs due to this, and I'm so pissed. But at the end of the day, like we want players to have the best amount of that, like that hook. And so this new feature is like very much a like it's gonna polish out the rest of the end game. Mid game
basically,
for us
Oh,
is like
end game
really
stuff. Nice.
we have like a lot of like early game is really great. You're getting your assistants, you're finding them, you're like, okay, here's a guy, here's a build, like you deck out your place, and then once you get to that point, it's kind of over.
Yeah.
Like stuff, it's
you
just
start
like I'm
cooking.
replay. Exactly. You're just it's your build starts, it's pretty good. Your build's at a great place, but at the same time too, the things you're just doing when you get to the shop are you're looking for new weapons. That's it. You're just upgrading, you're swapping. If
And then
you're
you'll hit a
pivoting your
cap
build, it's a little
eventually.
different. Exactly. You'll hit a cap. So
Okay.
we're trying to push you over the threshold
Mm.
of the cap. So like we're trying to make it so that middle game's like you're working for different things and that you don't need to pivot your build and you can commit more solidly to one. But it's not, and it's going to be a new thing with the assistant. Should we? I don't know if we should even get into this, but
no,
I mean-
you're getting a little bit
Yeah.
off topic here, but yeah,
He said, "Don't go. No, you cooking too much. Just slow down."
Cook too much.
John's cooking too much.
but I see where you're going because I do understand that point in the sense of
yeah.
early game, mid game, end game. Because like you said, once you start getting cooking, you start getting 4 or 5, 4 assistants. Everyone's kind of decked out. You're getting your builds. Everyone, your weapons and stuff. You're getting your rares. You're letting all these very high, powerful weapons. Then you do kind of, I don't say steamroll, but you're really in control of the situation as far as the gameplay. So I like that the thought process is okay. How do we keep the player engaged once they're at that stage of the game? That's critical. So I like where you guys are going. I know you're not ready to talk just yet about what exactly that is, but I am excited to hear that you guys are thinking that way because that for the hardcore, like the hardcore is going to want to still continue to be engaged in that manner. And I'm super hype about more bosses coming because I think the boss design is absolutely phenomenal, man. It's creative, it's vibrant. The game is a very vibrant and funny game. So yeah, I'm loving that aspect. So this is dope.
Yeah, the bosses in the game are literally like, and when it comes to design, me and Manny share a pretty like we share very much like the same view. We both have equal input, and like Manny gets final say, of course, because he's leading the project. But like mostly, we deliberate on everything together. not the bosses. The bosses are literally always like, it's just Manny's thing. I don't know what Manny will just go like, I have an idea, I'm gonna do it, and I'm like, okay, I'll try it, and then it just blows me out of the water. So
Bro.
like,
Dragon fruit.
he just has it down in a certain way that I really can't tell. I don't know what's going on in his head, but he's just got it.
I think boss design is definitely my forte.
Yeah,
For sure.
It's,
So
I
what
gotta
you're
actually
saying
focus
is
on
when
that
I'm
a
stuck
lot.
on a boss, blame Manny.
oh yeah, for sure.
Okay, all right. I'm just making sure.
For
we get
sure.
that all right there. Okay, go ahead.
When it comes to the general concepts, it's all Manny. I mean, when it comes, like there's stuff that we talk about in terms of just like different little things, like the floss is moving like this percent too fast or whatever. But really, it's just down to Manny. So like we have some new stuff coming up. Like, can we say what the next boss is going to be at least?
Oh, sure, yeah.
Oh,
I mean, we can't
Exclusive.
really. I didn't make anything for it, but we know exactly what it's gonna be. So
Yeah,
you
right.
can tell them
It's-
and what's inspired by too, if you want to throw that in there.
It's like the year of the dragon fruit. This will be the KFC update. So we have if you
KFC
know Master
update.
Hand and Crazy Hand, like basically chicken fingers. That's the
Oh!
Buckets
Let's
of
get
proof right there.
Oh yeah.
So it's another double boss fight, and you'll verse basically a crazy hand, master hand version of. But yeah, just
Okay.
without the fryer. So.
I have no idea where he gets these things, but he just has them.
Oh, this is great.
It's a
Awesome.
Rolodex. It's great.
That you say these things, and all I could think to myself is like, you see like the hands moving, and you just see like dripping oil, so it slows you. and stuff
Exactly.
Oh,
like
that's
that.
not a bad idea. The foam comes back.
There you
Comes
go.
back.
Phone came back.
Stuff
I
like
love
that.
it.
Anyway,
But you had
yes.
a couple to add on?
No, I just want to say, like, I caught the episode where you guys were on LLP, and I love the fact that a lot of the character designs of the one you choose, like, it has like a personal meaning to you. So the executive chef, I believe that was Manny's brother, if I'm not mistaken. So
Yes,
I
indeed.
just want to say I really like those little touches, those little personal touches, and I really hope you can highlight that more to your players as well, because this is a passion project as well. So it's good to see that creep in and showcase what the person level of this game as well.
Yeah, I think one of the things that, and I'll just say this too, is Manny's does a good job of like trying. We owe a lot of our whatever place we've gotten to so far from the people we've talked to. Like Barry, like you've been great to us. Like Mahmoud, like the article was awesome. Like PD, like thanks for giving us this platform to talk on. Like we definitely like to like show love in the game itself. Like, we have a few references to other video games that we've encountered on our journey through different events and cons, and they've helped us. Like we have like Below the Stone in there. He's a miner. We have we have different assistants that all are kind of like reference based, and we did say something on a pod a little while ago, and don't think we forgot.
Okay, because I won't put no pressure on no one. I mean, if I see a Lord Beefy somewhere,
It's coming. I'll just spoil it straight up. You'll see in the next update. I
Oh,
promise.
Yeah.
I already have it in my mind right now.
Yeah,
so.
we talked about it.
Yes, love. Wow, I'm super pumped.
Immortalized.
So
Oh, that's dope, man. I'm like, you guys are awesome. I'm as far as full disclosure, I am one of the biggest fans of you guys in terms of what I saw, the production by value, the quality at such an early stage. Only, so in my opinion, like 1 year? What is it? How long the development?
it's about a year and I started this project. What is it? It's like September right now. I started this May of last year, right? So it's about a year and a half, right?
Yeah.
Half-ish.
It's been about a year since I met him too. So it's been. Yeah, it's come a long way. We've gotten really far. I'm really excited for what we're doing. And I just I appreciate you guys all so much. It's a pleasure. Everything here is like I've been helped out. Even Manny too. He's included. Like it's a pleasure to be here.
No, it's awesome, man, to see the journey. And again, one thing we like to support quality and things that we see that has a lot of potential. And the main thing is you guys taking the feedback. And I think that's awesome. Just continue to improve, continue to be transparent with the community like you've been. I love the patch notes that you put up as far as the Dragon Fruit update. And then I even like as a person who likes looters and stuff like that, you even have like, okay, we buffed this, we nerfed it. You know what I'm saying? Like I like that minutia in my patch notes. So shout out to you, Manny, if you're doing, I don't know who's doing the patch show specifically, but it really, that level of transparency with the community is really helpful to see how you guys are thinking and how you guys are looking to improve the game. And we definitely want to continue to root on for you guys as you cross towards the finish line in the next stage of this update.
Yeah, I actually have a question for Mahmoud. What do you think of the new inventory system? Like, because that was one of the main pieces of feedback that we took from you is like the weapon swapping, right? Like, so we
Yeah.
just completely just scrapped the old system and we just reinstalled the new one where you can actually just pick it up and then move it and
Oh,
put it down.
it
Is
made
that
a
like
huge
kind of like in the
difference.
realm of what
Huge
you wanted? Okay,
difference.
cool.
Yeah, and I was actually surprised because, like, I was telling you guys I was playing as the food critic, so you always got to fire the chef. So it was
Yeah.
really nice to see as well, like the food, like their weapons stay in put for the chef that you fired as well. So this made life so much easier. And I like the Final Fantasy fingers. Those are fun back in the days. But but like I really like this new system. It's a lot more easier just to read, to know exactly what you want to do, and you just click on it if you want to refund or swap, and it's just a lot more intuitive, I have to say. So
Right.
kudos
I
on
have a
that.
question also, actually,
It-
for you guys
Yep.
that played the new update.
I was just
So
gonna.
you
s-
notice. Oh, sorry.
I was just gonna
What's
say
up?
one quick thing. I was just gonna say it was the inventory coming to it. Like I said, I just played for the first time this morning, and I played it,
Right.
and it was very very easy to use.
Yep.
So it was very very
Nice.
fluid and very easy. So it didn't take me a long time to kind of understand it. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Right.
I'm sorry. I just wanted to make
Of
sure.
course.
I was
we're
gonna
not-
say, so for the update, the recent one, a lot of stuff that we added in there were like tooltips or like any a lot of the buttons that you hover, there'll always be like a little tooltip. I just want to ask, like, just feedback from you guys, like how helpful was that overall? Just being able to see, like, oh, like for example, like Barry, if you were talking about the set bonus, right? Some of them have like a status like bake or saute or something, and it'll have like a little tooltip on top. How helpful was that in terms of just overall? Like, it's not even just that; it could be any other tooltip
No,
that we've added
yeah, I
into.
thought it was extremely helpful. I thought the UI was it gave me more information on things that I was utilizing. And again, for me as a person who lives with the assistants and lives with swapping things out, I thought that was handled very well as well. I'll defer to Mahmoud as far as any updates you saw as far as tooltips and things that you felt maybe were improved or you saw any differences.
Yeah, I mean, it just makes kind of like what kind of build you want to do or achieve a lot more easier to digest and just kind of plan as well. And I think it was really good. Also, I really like the fact that the some of the assistants as well have like they'll change the type of weapon, so there'll be like what do you call it? Which is just like a slash attack. It changes all the attacks to all the weapons to those kind of attacks. And I thought that was unique as well. So it really adds a little bit more minutia when you're building your builds as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a little bit of a new direction with some of the current like assistants that we're going to be putting in the game. We want that more like the assistant kind of defines the weapon type of
Mm,
vibe.
okay.
Oh
I
yeah.
think that like helps. And then, coincidentally, when we were making these things. Manny also cooked up the set bonus idea, and then it fed back into the whole thing of like you can change your weapons into the set bonus.
Hmm.
Like if you want to factor into swing, you just get Barbara, and then you have two more swing weapons no matter what. It's
Mm.
just like it's fun. It's an interesting thing, and I think that like I'm happy that we're doing this type of mechanic in the game with these assistants. I'm very excited. We got
Nice.
new stuff coming up too for you guys.
Woo! Hype, man. Hype, man.
I'm telling you, this new update, it's so incredibly tough not to talk about it. It's
I,
really,
I can tell you're chomping at the bit.
It's
You're chomping at the
pretty-
bit. You're doing your best right now.
I am not good about not saying things. It is.
And
It-
go ahead.
We'll be-
Sorry, I was just gonna say it would be kind of funny if Lord Beefy ends up being like a what do you call it, a meatless rendition of
Soy boy.
yeah, no, I don't know what is it called, like the
Like
fake meat.
tofurkey, like tofurkey.
Oh yeah.
Almost
Veggie. I see
yeah,
what you're saying.
that'd be a nice twist on things, like
Oh.
It could be fun. It could be a fun idea.
I don't even know what to expect
Oh,
whenever this
we could
update comes
we could
out.
have Lord Beef and anti-Lord Beef or something.
Anti-Lord
Beef.
Oh my god.
It could be interesting.
That's gonna be hilarious. I love it. I love it, man. So look, Peter, I know we're getting close to wrapping up.
We're close to time, but I just wanted to see Mahmood.
Yes.
Do you have any questions or anything you want to ask the guys before?
No, it's just it's a great game. It's only $7. It's a lot of fun, and I hope to see it go to more platforms as well.
Oh yeah.
I agree. Cog, do you have anything
Yeah.
you want to say?
No, just continue pushing, continue, the great work, and we're looking forward to again the future of Let 'Em Cook and to see where this thing goes out. And again, just for clarity, so for people who want to get more information, who want to help out, who want to, where do they need to go? For those living under a rock, what can they do
There you
to
go.
support the game?
Yeah.
That is
Join our Discord. Join our Discord, wish list on Steam. Like
Okay.
our Discord is probably the place where you're going to receive the most amount of updates. We are pretty active on there. Like if you have a bug, go post it there. Like our community forums also we respond to. Like we're pretty responsive on things we can see. Like we follow us on Twitter. You can ask us there. But mostly like go wish list on Steam, go buy the game, come join our Discord. Like that's the thing. Like do those things and yeah, we'll welcome you. We have a whole channel dedicated to food pun ideas and other things. So you can throw some stuff down there. Like we said, if it's a good pun, there might be an enemy or a weapon there. So at the end of the day, yeah, we love our community. Anyways, anything to add, Manny, on that one?
No, pretty much everything you said. Our Discord community is like one of the most important. It's a really good support system for John and I. Just being able to see people talk on there and be able to respond to the game, and it's pretty encouraging for us to keep going, seeing that players genuinely want the game to improve and just like we definitely take their feedback into consideration, and we're extremely responsive to anything that they say, right?
Yeah.
We love our community. We respect a lot of the players' time, and yeah, we're just about that.
Yeah.
Those kind of people.
Boys are cooking up. I love it.
Oh, yeah.
And as for me, I just want to say, guys, I will definitely be streaming this, and I'll be showing.
Oh yeah, invite us
for
to
it.
a stream. Let us know.
I will let you guys know, and it's just one of those things that like I can see myself just using it, believe it or not, to relax, and because it's just such a chill,
Yes.
fun game, and I want to say thank you both for for everything, for bringing this game to life and bringing his thoughts around and being able to at least show us this amazing other side of cooking, if you will. And thank you so much. And if you guys have anything else you guys want to say, John, Manny?
Thank you guys for having us on this. It's a pleasure. It's
Thank you.
Yeah. If you've gotten the game, please go review it, please, dear God. What the hell?
We need them Steam reviews, bro. That's where we go.
We'll do that. And
We'll put the link in the description. We'll have that. All that information out there.
Information will be there. Thank you so much, guys. I
Of course.
appreciate you. All right, and from everyone here at LOGNET, lordsofgaming.net, I should say, we appreciate everyone for checking us out. Thank you, and have a fantastic rest of your day, everyone. Bye, everybody.
Take care.